Hey everyone, and welcome back to Sollestro. In this video I'm going to cover a bit of a new feature update. Sollestro's photo selection got a little bit of an upgrade, and the new features bring it closer to the situation where you have to check less and less what a AI culling or selection tool does. So here is the list of features. First, it looks at your photos in real detail, so it catches the small stuff: closed eyes, soft focus, a blink, things that you'd normally only spot by zooming in. After it selects your keepers, it has a double check. It looks again at every single picture that it selected on the first go, checks for eyes closed, is the picture in focus, is it good to deliver, and when you fired off a burst, it lines the frames up side by side and keeps the best ones. Anything that it's unsure about goes to that review pile. It also makes sure nothing important is slipped through, and it checks every key moment is covered. And if the only decent shot of something was rejected in the first go for being a bit soft, let's say, it pulls it back in, so you never lose the moment. Instead of scrolling the whole shoot to see what it did, you get a simple summary, what it kept, why it set the rest aside, and a short list worth a second look. And then it learns from you. After you review the pictures, fix a few of its pics, change a flag or a label, and then you hit the Learn from my corrections button, and it updates to match your taste. It creates or updates your personal style file. And the more you use it, the more it selects the way you would. And all of it adds up to one thing, which is to trust the selection Sollestro makes. So let's get into it. Starting from the top, we need to switch to photo mode from video mode, and then in photo mode, make sure we're in folder plus XMP on this occasion in this video. You can do the same thing in resolve mode, but for this video, I'm just going to use the folder XMP mode. Going through the settings from the top, selection model and analysis model. On this occasion, I will use Sonnet because I wanted to do a really good job. This is an actual recent project that my wife photographed, and it needs to be edited for client delivery. So this is a real use case, right? Making sure the EXIF tool is here, and then in the analysis cache folder, we need to create that folder. This is the project I'm using. Create the folder and open it. And then, before I forget, we will browse and use the folder where all the raw photos are, and we will use this folder only, so no other subfolders or folders are used. The photo shoot is a 1-year-old. Photos look something like this, loads of duplicates, loads of bursts, loads of similar photos, so we shall see what kind of a job it does. 1200 shots altogether. Back in Sollestro, the features I was telling you about at the beginning, these are gonna be used only in the selection stage, but for now we just need to analyze the photos, and that's the first stage, and that's the simple easiest one. So let's just do that and come back to the AI selection stage. Sollestro is preparing the photos, is creating the preview thumbnails, let's say, but they're not really thumbnails, they're quite big. I selected here description size standard 10 sentences. I really want a lot of detail because there are a lot of photos that look similar, so every tiny detail matters, and we will just wait for it to analyze everything and come back for the AI selection stage. Okay, the analysis is finished. finished. As you can see, even with batch analysis on, the whole process was about an hour, less than an hour, on 1200 photos. Everything's analyzed and we are ready for selection. As I was saying at the beginning of the video, the new cool feature is the double check keepers. We're going to turn that on, and during AI selection, Sollestro will go through the first phase, the initial selection, and then double check on the keepers and make sure it did a good job or it didn't miss anything. After that, we will come back to the learn from my corrections feature, which is a little bit different than my selection style and learn my selection style feature, which I covered in a previous video. Learn my corrections feature is different because it looks at the corrections that you made to the selection that Sollestro did. It creates a file style, which you will see being loaded here automatically, or if you have one already, it will update that one. But you have to make sure this toggle is on, and to give it a good start, what we will do is we will upload a photography knowledge, a general file anyway. So let's do that. So here we have all the photography styles that ship together with Sollestro. Lots to choose from, but this one being a 1-year-old photo shoot, the closest would be family photography. So we will load that one. By the way, with Learn My Corrections or Learn My Style, these photography knowledge files will not be affected. So they will not be changed or overwritten. Sollestro creates new files for your style of editing. That being said, let's go ahead and write our brief. So what I said here, make a selection of the absolute best photos from this photo shoot. It's a 1-year-old and family shoot. I would like a selection of about 150 to 200 keepers. Let's send that over. Okay, and we have a prompt created by Claude based on our brief. It just expands, adds a lot of detail. Created prompt looks pretty good. We will click use as prompt here, and we are ready for AI selection. So let's just do that. Again, make sure the double check keepers is on, so you get the absolute best possible selection. Okay, the color labels are applied, star rating, all in. I've had a quick look. I've made a few changes in terms of color labels, and we will head back to Sollestro to ask it to learn from my corrections. So because all the folders are linked, all the cache files are here, we didn't go out of the project, so we just have to click learn from my corrections, and it will go through all the files again and look at what I changed and create the selection style based on my preferences. As I said, learn from my corrections is different to learn my selection style. In my learn my selection style, you pointed to a specific folder where you made an entire selection of photos on your own or not necessarily, and it learns that. Learn from my corrections is sort of a live process where as soon as you finished AI selection, you've made some changes to the color labels or ratings, and it learns from that because it looks at what it did compared to what you've done. So it has a reference point. Okay, it finished generating the style file. You can see it over here. It's saved and also loaded into my selection style here. And you can use it for a similar shoot that you would do in the future. That's the beauty of it. With this selection finished and the log showing here everything that is done, it's kept 223, 95 on yellow to be reviewed. Just quickly going through them, I think it did a really good job. But I want to try something else, a new prompt and a new approach in selection. Let's try this. So this is what I wrote here. This is a 1-year-old photo shoot and family photos. There are multiple similar photo series or bursts. I would like you to select only the very best 3 to 5 shots from each burst. Make sure the eyes are open for everyone, no awkward facial expressions and no awkward body postures. Let's send that over for prompt generation. We can clear this one out, and here we have the new prompt. We can send over to the edit prompt, and then to make it even easier for Sollestro to make the selection, we will adapt the prompt to our to the content of our photo description cache, and that's done. And now we are ready for the new AI selection to run. This is the old selection, and you will notice that when the new one is finished, all of these color labels and ratings will be overwritten. Maybe not the ratings, but the color labels definitely will be overwritten with the new selection. So let's try that. Now the selection process is over. You can check what it did over in the log. It selected 195 as keepers and a few more to review, but I think from this photo shoot, being able to deliver roughly 200 photos is perfect. The initial selection was 206, and then on the double check it narrowed it down to 195. I've had a quick look and the results are really good. Obviously down to your preference. You can check the yellow ones and see if you can add a few more. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.